welcome back to My Own Worst Enemy. It is finally time to start turn number 2 of Assault Red Horizon 41. And before I do that, I need to actually collect all of my command markers here. So let's do that and get this off the board. And while I'm doing that, I will remind you, I would like to thank, first of all, everyone who left comments below the first turn. I remind you again to please check the comments when you watch these videos to find corrections and comments about the gameplay itself. And the designer himself, Wolfgang, was able to leave a comment, so that was good. And so we're going to get started. I'm going to get all of these markers off the cards here. All right, so I think that's all the housekeeping I needed to do. We've already decremented. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show this as being on turn 2, and I'm going to just put this off to the side, showing that there are 13 turns. We'll just wrap back around so I can increment the turn track like I'm supposed to. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the, again, using the sequence of play. The first thing we do is determine the initiative again. So we're going to have red for the Soviets, blue for the Germans, and we're going to see who has the initiative. And it looks like it's going to be the Soviets that have the initiative. And again, they really need the initiative here. I still think they're in trouble. It's a race to blow up that bridge. And I think what we're going to have them do is just try to run back there and do that. They've got to have 2 infantry units to dig in adjacent to that bridge in order to do that. So let's go ahead and select. We have 6 of these command points that we can use, these activation markers. And I can tell you now that we probably want to get the infantry out of the way still like we did the first turn. In fact, we still have a guy sitting over here. It's a Rifles 41 unit that not looking too good for them. I think what my intent as the Russians is to, like I said, I think I said this in the first video, I'm going to try to have all the anti-tank stuff, and there's not much of it, but I'm going to try to have it kind of sit here, try to buy some time, because if any of those German tanks get by, I think the Russians are in trouble. Again, it's a race to see if they can actually dig in before the Germans get back there. So with that said, I think I definitely want to keep, let's see, this is all Rifles 41, heavy rifles. We've got a sniper here, and I don't think the sniper can do anything to, yeah, I can't do anything to the armor that's coming up, so that's kind of unfortunate. And we've got a machine gun. It's the same thing. The machine gun cannot do anything to the armor that's coming up. You know, they can do some stuff to take shots at these infantry units for sure, but not the armor. So we're going to have to try to somehow hold back this wave of armor. So I think the first thing I'm going to do, I'm almost tempted to write this guy off here, this Rifles 41. I just don't think he's going to be able to, not be able to do much at all. But we do have 1, 2, 3 Rifles 41, which I need to pull those back. So for now, I'm going to put 3 markers on those. We got the heavy rifles sitting out there too, and the machine gun. I also want to bring around this anti-tank rifle. I think I want to put it in the heavy forest over here so he can take shots down the road. I think these are probably okay. I may want to move this anti-tank gun forward more so that he can take shots. So I actually think I do want to do that. I'm going to put one on that anti-tank gun, try to get him a little farther forward. Anti-tank rifle, I'm going to put one on that. I'm really feel like my hands are tied. I've only got 6 of these command activations I can place, and I've got far more units than that. I really want to move them all. Part of the charm of the game though, right? That's what makes this fun. So I could have this machine gun still sitting here, take a shot at maybe this heavy machine gun or even this APC. And I think, can he even shoot the APC? Let's see. So remember, he can shoot the Maxim machine gun, cannot shoot armored vehicles, which this is considered one. If you look at the back of the card, that tells me that he cannot shoot at that APC. He can, however, shoot at the, yeah, let's do that. Let's have him take a shot, maybe try to slow down at least something here. But before I get too far ahead of myself, I went right to placing these command points. I should have done that. The first thing we actually should have done was our command card. So this is an opportunity to draw up some new command cards if we think we need to. And I've got, each side has 3 in their hand. So let's go back and do that real quick. And for the Russians, I am going to keep this one. This is a take cover card, a motivating speech card. I'm going to keep that too. And a daredevil card. Now this I could have used in the close combat last turn. I think I completely forgot I had it in my hand. So we're gonna discard that one, and I'm gonna draw another one. And it is Skilled Advanced. Defender does not receive the defense die for a move, fire, or fire move action by this unit. Instead, it receives the defense die as if the unit had done a firing action. Okay, well, that's what we have for the Russians. The Germans, let's see if I want to change any of their command cards out. Here's one for their tanks that they may not need. Take care of yourself. So this is one where the friendly unit gets an additional blue die to defense roll. That would be good to keep. And here's one that allows the German player to take 2 vehicle activations in a row. I think we want to keep that one. So I'm going to switch out this all-rounder card for another one, and we draw up to our 3. An elite spotter. German player adds +1 to all of their spotting rolls this turn, so that's kind of a nice one to have. All right, so back to placing these command points, which is where I got a little ahead of myself. Let's get back to that. And the Germans have a lot they can place, so this is really, like I said, I think what I drew up for the Soviet formation, it was not a good draw for the Soviets at all, but we'll see what we can do. And I think I definitely will move the Panzer 38s again. We've got 2 up here and 1 down here. So I think I want to put 3 on those again. I'm going to try to get those forward as quick as I can. So I'm going to put 3 on the Panzer 38 card. I also probably want to put one on that heavy machine gun down here. There's some combat going on here, so let's do that. And even, I think, another Rifles 41. Got a couple of trucks. I've got a mortar back here. The trucks, there's nothing in the armored personnel carrier. I could try to load it up with that Rifles 41, but I don't think I want to do that. I want to get these tanks forward. I really think that's where most of what the Germans want to do here. Another heavy machine gun. Let's move both the heavy machine guns again. And we have some Panzer IIF, so we definitely want to put 2 on those. There it is, Panzer IIFs, and I've got 3 more. Got these tank hunters up here. They're not really doing me a whole lot of good. There's really no Soviet tanks. I'll put another one on. Maybe I'll bring the mortar forward. We'll put one on the mortar. A truck will come forward, and I'm going to put one on this APC. So that is going to be the placement for the command points for the Germans. And so the next phase is the support phase, and this is where we can change the facing of artillery. We can activate a unit to do indirect fire, so we can do things like fire smoke. And of course, we can always play a command card if we have one that's an anytime card or specifically refers to this phase, but neither side really can do anything in this support phase. So we're going to go right into the action phase, which means that the Soviets are going to go first. So let's see, the Soviets, and like I said, they only have 6 command points. I've got most of them on the Rifles 41, so let's start there. I've got this poor guy back here. Let's think about moving him, but I don't know. I don't know. So we're going to move. I think what we're going to do is could move this guy into the forest here, so it would be, I think that's an extra to move into the forest. Yeah, it's 2 to move in here, so it would be 1, 2, 3. I could get him in there with a fast action. So I think we're going to do that. Grab a fast action marker, and so what he's going to do, he can move 1, and I'm going to check here now for reaction fire. We do have Rifles 41 here and a heavy machine gun back here, which probably is going to be the best bet to take a shot. Where did it go? Let's see, heavy machine gun. So range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 away. Puts him right in the center column. Well, that's not a bad shot, actually, so I think he's going to take it. So I can do this because he has a command point on his card, or at least we have 2 command points. I can use one of them. So we will flip that to show that he is, in fact, going to take a shot. So let's do that. We're going to show him as firing. So I'll grab a firing marker and put it on the heavy machine gun here. And I will reach over and grab my little target marker to show that he is in fact firing on this. Rifles that just moved, they started here. They're now here. They want to move into the forest. So let's see what happens. So there is line of sight. The range is 7. I think the next thing to do would be a spotting roll. Now we did get an elite spotter card, so that we could add +1 to all of our spotting rolls this turn if we play that card, but I'm not going to play, well, no, I'm not going to play that yet. That actually says before activation, so I don't think I could play that yet. We got the spotting table. This is simply an infantry shooting at infantry. So we're on that, put us in this first, let's see if you can see that, this first column here, and there's no terrain bonus, so it doesn't even have to spot. It's automatically spotted according to the chart, so never mind. Let's see, no experience, got to check for that. I'm trying to do a better job of remembering all these things that I need to remember. So it's strictly the attack from range 7 is a red, a yellow, and a green. So it'd be a red, a yellow, and a green. And let me make sure I'm not missing anything. It's rapid fire and slow. Now I can't remember what rapid fire is, so let's take a look at that. Like I said, I'm trying to do a better job of remembering all these special things that they can do. So rapid fire, attacker may reroll one of their attack die in close combat ranged fire, attacker's choice. Reroll must be used. So that's good to know, and I need to remember that. So we can reroll one of the attack dice. That's good for the Germans in this case. Not so good for the Russians. And I believe that is it for the attacker. So let's go to the defender. It is the Rifles 41, and he does have a marker under him. I think it's just a recruit marker. It is. And so you'll remember that the recruit status for that unit means that there's automatically going to be a suppression put on that unit, which is, again, unfortunate for the Russians. So we need to remember, actually, instead of remembering that, let's just go ahead and put it out now. So we know that the Germans are attacking. They're going to gain a suppression automatically on that poor Russian unit. So the Russians, the Rifles 41 gets its defense die of 1 yellow. It's in the clear, which I think gives it another defense die, and it does. It gets a blue for that. And I don't think anything else. And we will roll. So the attack, the Germans fire, and that looks like 2 hits. So it's 2 damage points and a miss, but really it's 2 damages and a, well, before I do that, 2 damages and a suppress, which is automatically on. But remember that this was a rapid fire, so he does get to re-roll, and he's going to re-roll the one he missed on. And that's another hit, so that's 3 hits now. So that rapid fire came in handy. So that's the result for the Germans. Now the Russian Rifles 41 defender rolls just 1 hit, so it's going to eliminate one of those, leaving 2 hits and a suppression marker. So 2 hits is enough to, remember this is a 4-step unit, so it's going to flip it to now it's just a half-strength unit. And let's get the target thing out of the way. And we will have to put a suppressed marker on it because it was suppressed. So here is a suppressed marker. Still has the attack die -1. And with that suppressed marker, the unit has to stop there. His activation is over. And I don't remember if the fast action still gets placed on that unit or not, because he only managed to move 1 space, so that's something that I will have to check. I think he would still get it because he still took a fast action. He was just stopped. So I'm going to put it on there for now. Let me know in the comments below if that's not correct, but he did declare a fast action, so we're going to put that in there as well. So he got stopped in that hex. All right. So we'll get these dice out of the way, and now we go to the German side. We've got all these Panzer 38s. Like I said, we got 1 down here, 2 up here, so we probably want to bring those forward and maybe even consider a move and fire, or maybe just a move. I mean, one thing that I would kind of like to do as the Germans is to get a tank as far forward as I can to get down there and try to stop any Russian infantry from entrenching around this bridge. So I may want to try to rush one of the tanks down there. Now, either way I go, I'm going to run into anti-tank units, so that's not good, but you know, we got to do what we got to do here. So I could rush some of the tanks this way. I still need to take out this rifle's 41 and this machine gun. So I think, and he's already fired, so we really can't do that. This rifle's 41 and this APC can fire at the machine gun. And I think, let's see, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 away for the rifles. And who's got the better attack? It looks like, well, that's a red and a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a red and a yellow, or it's a yellow, green, blue. So it looks like a little stronger attack with the APC if I take a shot at that machine gun, which I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna activate. We'll put a firing marker on the, if I can put it right side up, on that APC. Our target is going to be this machine gun. We will flip the counter over. And this is a hardened unit. So the hardened unit means he'll get an extra blue die in his defense. So we got to remember that. And let's see, I want to make sure I'm not missing anything else. Maneuverable and transport 4. I don't think the maneuverable is going to do us any good here. No, it just does not require movement points to change facing, so no big deal there. So he is firing, he has line of sight. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this unit is in a light forest, so I think that's going to mean a spotting roll will be required. So the unit type I'm pretty sure is armor, or vehicle in this case. It is. So we are on the bottom row of the table. This is, who is he firing on? This unit that's in the light forest. So light forest does provide a terrain bonus. Gonna have to get a 4 or greater to spot the unit. So let's see if he spots the unit. Looking for a 4 or greater. That's a 1, so that's a no. He does not spot it. So when you don't spot a unit, then we go to the ranged fire modification table. This unit is firing. So the defending unit will receive a green die, so an extra green die for the machine gun there. There's a note that says vehicles cannot be targeted. Well, that's not a vehicle, so we don't have to worry about that note. So these are the extra defense dice that the units will receive, German, Soviet. Okay, so we have checked for line of sight, we've activated, and he's in, experience level is taken care of. That is it. So now we simply get the attack dice for that APC. A red and a yellow is what we're going to have for the attack dice for the APC. And the machine gun gets a yellow for its inherent. So again, here's his defense dice. I don't know why I even have that out. That's not going to do us any good. So the defense dice, a yellow and a green. He's in light forest. I think that's going to give him another one. So light forest provides, so for infantry, light forest gives 2 more green dice. All right, so we have the fire coming in. That looks like a suppress in 2 hits. The machine gun defends itself. And it looks like a critical, let's see, what is that? 2 blanks, a critical, a hit, and a suppress. So that is enough to cancel all of that out. Wow. So these 2 would cancel this out, and then the suppress is canceled out. So nothing there. All right. And I did mark that as being used. So now we go back to the Russian side. So probably going to have that machine gun. Now, you know what? This machine gun has a low silhouette, which I think would have given it an extra defense die. Actually, would have given a -1 to spotting rolls for the attacker, so that wouldn't matter anyway. Got to remember what's on these cards because it's easy to forget. So got to constantly remember to check those things. Okay, so I think I'm going to have the machine gun is going to return fire at the machine gun that just fired on it. So we go through the same process. He's at range 1, 2, 3. And is that enough to put him in? Wait a second. Oh no, it's because the APC just fired. That's right. He's not going to fire at the APC. He's firing at this. Or is he? Let's think about this. So he's only 3 away from the heavy. Yeah, let's have him fire at this heavy machine gun. That is 3 away. At 3 away, that's 2 reds, a green and a blue. And we'll just mark him with a fired action. So let's go ahead and do that so we don't forget. So now he's firing, and we'll put our target on that heavy machine gun. So now it leaves us the spotting roll because he is in heavy forest. To spot in heavy forest, he's got to get a 2 or greater. So the Soviet needs to roll 2 or higher. So let's do that. And he rolls a 5. So that is definitely high enough to spot. So he's past his spotting. Again, I'm just looking at his level, he's a recruit, so that's not going to change anything here. It would if he were being attacked. Okay, and so the heavy machine gun for the Germans gets a yellow to defend, and he's in heavy forest, and so heavy forest looks like 2 yellows and a green to defend with. And anything else? He is not an elite unit or anything. So we're going to roll the attacker first. This is the Russian machine gun firing at the German machine gun. So we've got looks like 3 hits and a suppress. Yep, that's a blank. And so now the Germans are defending. And it looks like, what is that? I can't see. It's a critical, a hit, and 2 more hits. So it looks like that is enough to, again, eliminate everything. Interesting. So yeah, that's certainly enough to cancel out all the attackers' dice. Wow, okay. Well, the Russians are definitely hanging on here. They're not going down without a fight. And that was it for the Russian side. Now we go back to the Germans again. So going back to the Germans, I think maybe it's time to move some of these panzers. I'm going to maybe even do a move and fire here. So let's activate a panzer unit, flip a command point, and we'll start at the top here with this hardened one. So 1, 2, and nothing can take a shot at it. So let's go 1, 2. We're going to do a move and fire. That'll move him to there. I'll put a move and fire marker on him. And now he can take a shot at this machine gun unit. Let's do that. We'll put the target there. And let's go through the steps again. So he's attacking. We have line of sight. He is in the arc. Actually, this tank could hit either one of these, but he's going to go for that one. So he definitely has the right arc. We've already marked him. So spotting roll. This unit is in forest or woods, I think it is. He's in forest, so the armored is going to have to, so he's got to get a 4 or higher, and let's do that. So he's looking for a 4 or higher to spot. That's a 2, so that's a miss. All right, so he's doing a move and fire, and on a miss, the defending unit gets a, looks like an extra red defense die. So he's going to get an extra red defense die for that failed spotting. We said this unit was hardened, which I think means just that he gets a extra defense die. So not going to come into play here. All right, so the Panzer 38 from, what did I say, 1, 2, 3, 4 away is going to get a red and 2 blues to attack with. So a red and 2 blues, and that is it. And then this machine gun gets his red defense die from the failed spotting attempt. Now he also gets his inherent value of yellow. One of those, he is in the forest, so that's going to give him a yellow and a green. Yellow and a green, and he is a recruit. Oops, he is a recruit, so I think that's also going to earn him an automatic suppressed. He is a recruit, so that's going to be an automatic suppressed no matter what the results are. We'll put that down there. attack and defense dice. I think I've accounted for everything. So let's have the Panzer's gonna fire. It's like 2 hits and a suppress, which was automatic because that's a recruit. And now the machine gun rolls his defense dice. It looks like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So that's critical and 3 hit, or not 3 hits, it's a critical and 5 hits. That's certainly enough to eliminate all of this, so wow. Cannot believe what I'm seeing here, but the Russians have not taken a hit yet, so that is going to do it for the Germans activation. So we'll take that off and go back to the Soviet side. And so let's see what they, and actually I need to probably put, I'm going to put the fast action on top so that I know this unit has already moved and was stopped in his tracks. So we know he's moved. Okay, so what do the Soviets want to do? We're still trying to get out of here. I could move the unit that was just fired on. So I do have, well no I can't because I don't have another activation point to do that with, or command point to do that with. I got Rifles 41 and an anti-tank rifle. So I got 3 Rifles 41 is the only thing I can move. This is a Rifles 41, I believe. It is. So there's one here, one here, one here. Let's move a Rifles 41. So I don't want to move, okay, 1, 2, 3. Run him back. So let's activate a Rifles 41. I'm going to move him back 1, 2, 3 to this road. And can anybody take a shot at him as he runs? I don't think so. I missed this last time when there was a this heavy machine gun. One of these heavy machine guns could have taken a shot, but I didn't do it. And I think it actually would have been smarter to do that because I didn't think he even had the range, but he did. So that's something we got to check for. This Rifles 41 unit, I'm pretty sure doesn't have line of sight. This heavy machine gun also would not have line of sight. There's plenty of buildings in the way. We got this forest here. So again, I don't think anybody's going to have line of sight to go 1, 2, 3. So we're going to move him down 1, 2, 3. And we'll mark him with a fast action. So there's a fast action that he just earned. And now we go back to the Germans. And I'm going to bring up another Panzer 38. Actually, no, I'm going to bring up the Panzer II, one of the Panzer IIFs. I've got 2. So we're going to bring up one of those. And he can move 3. And I could do a move and fire here. So he could go, it's half. And I think it's rounded down. Let me check the rules here real quick. So no, it's actually rounded up. So he could move half of his movement rounded up. So that Panzer II can move 3, so it's 1.5. He could move 2. He could go 1, 2, and take a shot. So let's do that. We're going to do a move and fire again. So he's going to go 1, 2, move and fire. And who's he going to fire at? He can fire at this machine gun. I think he's going to fire at that machine gun. Why not? So he has line of sight for sure, and he's only 2 away. So that's the Panzer IIF from 2 away firing at infantry is 2 yellows and 2 greens. And that machine gun again has a yellow to defend with, and also the terrain, it's light forest, we said was I think 2 green. Yeah, 2 green for the light forest. We've got to do a spotting attempt. Well, actually he's fired, so I think if they fired this turn, then there's no need to do a spotting. I think it's automatic. And that is correct. So he has fired. He doesn't need spotting for this because he saw him shooting. So he's, let's see, back to the machine gun. Low silhouette, and what did I say that was? Well, it was for spotting, so again, doesn't come into play here. I think I've accounted for everything again, so the wait a minute, before I get too carried away here. And I made this mistake last time. That is not in his arc of fire. So the arc of fire, grab my army painter here. So the arc of fire for this Panzer are these two. So here's from here, this row of hexes along this row of hexes. This is his arc of fire. So that unit is not in his arc of fire. And this is not a turret unit, so he doesn't have a turret to fire on this. So he can't actually fire at that unit. So let's hold on here. He's going to have to fire at this one, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away. So I think that's still within that same range. Well, no, actually, well, yeah, it is. So it's 2 yellows, 2 greens. He's firing at this. And this guy, he was shot at, but I don't think he moved. So he took a fast action. So I think he might automatically be spotted as well. Let's see. Yeah, so it won't do him any good. So this is that Rifles 41, which means he's automatically going to get a suppressed. And he's at Rifles 41. Where did it go? Rifles 41 is a yellow. And he's in the clear, so that's going to be the difference. So the clear is only going to be one of these. So he still gets the automatic suppress because he is a recruit. And now the Panzer IIF is going to fire. And it looks like another suppress and a hit. So that's the results. These two are misses. The defender throws his dice. Here we go again. So that cancels everything again. So it's a critical, a hit, and a suppress. So that cancels everything again. Yikes for the Germans. Maybe I was wrong about how they're just going to run over the Russians here. All right, so that was one of those 2 Fs. I've marked it. He's been marked as moved and fired. Now we go back to the Russians. I've already activated this unit. I still have this poor Rifles 41 back here, and maybe he wants to try to run out. I don't know. I'm better off getting these other guys out of here. So that was a machine gun up here. Still, I cannot activate him. All right, we have a Rifles 41 here, which I could... Can't do much against the tank, though. I could move him back. 1, 2. And let's do that. So let's activate another Rifles 41. I'm just going to pull him back. Actually, I'm going to pull him down this way. I'm going to go 1, 2. That's going to give him just a regular action. Just a normal action marker will go on him. And now we go back, and nobody could take a shot at him either. So now we go back to the German side, and the Germans have no shortage of things they can do here. So this Panzer can do a fire and move. This Panzer 38 up here. We got one down here as well. One, let's see. Now, let's see, we also have a Panzer up here. And I still have an activation point for that. If I want to move it, so I could go 1, 2. I'd not put him in the arc of fire there. Though it would cost nothing to change his facing. He gets to do that once, so I could do that. So he changes facing this way, and then he could move. So it's free to do that. Then he could go 1, 2. And that still puts this unit in his firing arc there. So we're going to do that. So he's going to do a move and fire. And so that was a 2F. We need to mark that as being moved or activated. And he's going to fire at this Rifles 41, who is in is that a wooden building or a stone building? Let's see if that is marked. That looks like a wooden building to me, with that top like that. So I'm going to say that's a wooden building. And okay, so we spin our command point. Let's go ahead and get out the attack dice. That Panzer IIF. Again, this has the rapid fire, and I think that allows him to reroll a die of his choice. He is at 0, well, he's at 1. So that's going to give him a yellow, a green, and a blue. That's a recruit in there, I believe it is. So he's going to automatically get the suppress. I'm going to give him that. And So he's going to have to spot. So let's go ahead and take care of that. And to spot, this unit is in a wood building, we said. So it is in the, arc of fire. So 4 or greater. So he's going to roll. And he gets a 2. So he misses his spotting attempt, or he fails his spotting attempt. So that's going to give that unit we're doing a move and fire. So that's going to give him a red to go along with whatever else he gets, which is, he's a rifles 41. So that's going to give him a yellow. He's in a wood building, and that's going to give him a red, a yellow, and a blue. Wow. Red, yellow, and blue. Okay, so let's have the tank fire. And it looks like a hit and a suppress. I mean, the Germans just aren't really doing that great. So it's 2 suppress and a hit. That's a blank. And now the Russians again, defending. Yeah, that's more than enough to, again, block everything, right? So these are misses. So, yeah. That's all a wash. So the tank is basically adjacent to the infantry in the house and can't do anything. All right, well, that is that. So let's go now back to the Russian side. We still have a rifles 41, anti-tank rifle, and an anti-tank gun that we can activate. So let's do a rifles 41 that has not moved. And I think the only one that hasn't moved is the one that's in that wooden house. This one has moved, this one has moved, this one has moved. Yeah, this is the only one left that could move. If I move him, then this rifles 41 could probably take a shot at him. But I don't know where he's going to go if he moves. I guess he could go 1, 2, 3 if we do a fast action. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just certainly in range of that rifles 41. All right, let's try getting him out of there. So we'll spend our command point. He's going to go fast action 1, 2, 3. So he's going to go 1. And while I'm thinking about it, I need a move or a fast action marker for this unit that just ran out of that house and is on this road. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So the rifles is firing 4 away. So that's going to give him a yellow, a green, and a blue. I need to mark him as firing also. Well, wait a minute. Can I do that? Does he have a... Yeah, we have a command point to do this with. So let's show us firing. And... yeah, he's going to get the automatic suppress. If he can keep it, he's going to get it. And what do we got here? So he's defending, so he gets a yellow. He is spotted, so there's nothing there for spotted. Now he is on a road, so he will get another blue D6 to defend with. No special notes on the cards for either one of those units. Well, let's go ahead and roll. So here comes the attack. Looks like 2 hits and a miss. So we have 2 hits and a suppress because of the recruit marker on that other rifles 41. Now the defense roll. He did it again. That's crazy. So that was a hit, a critical, and a hit, which is enough to, this was a hit, which is enough to eliminate all of that again. Wow, amazing what we're seeing here. So he was not suppressed, and I guess that means he can keep moving. So it will be, he went 1, 2, 3 is where he wants to end up, and he will do so. Crazy rolls for the Russians here. They are just, I mean, defending like crazy. Let's go back now to the German side. So the Germans still have 2 wait a minute, I activated, I guess I didn't activate one of those. I thought I did. It must have been the 2 Panzer IIs, but I still have two 2 Panzer 38Ts I can activate. So let's do that. Let's activate the one up north here, we'll call it. And it can move 4. I could go 1, 2. Well, let's see. Do you want to do a move and fire, or you just want to move it? And like I said, I really want to get these back quickly to this side of the board. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I could just move him 2. And then down here, 1, 2, 3. We could take another shot at this guy. So well, we can't do that 1, 2, 3 because it's either a move and fire or regular move or fast action. Well, let's do a move and fire and take another shot. So we're going to spend our, we already flipped our command point, so we're going to go 1, 2. Again, we're doing move and fire here, so let's put that on. And our target, again, is this Maxim machine gun. And I think the low silhouette for the 40th time means that, yeah, they get a -1 on spotting, so... okay, so we've moved here, we're firing. We have line of sight, he's in the arc. It's a Panzer 38, so that is range of 1, 2. Firing at infantry is going to give him a red, yellow, blue. And this unit again gets the automatic suppress. And again, if he can keep it. He is in light forest. That's going to give him two greens. Yep, 2 greens. Inherent of 1 yellow. And spotting. So let's see. For spotting, where's our chart? Our handy dandy chart. And this one fires, so he's automatically spotted, so never mind. So he spots him automatically, so there's nothing to worry about there. And we've got that. Panzer 38T has no special information on it. So the Panzer 38 fires. And it looks like they're rolling horribly. So that's 2 hits and a suppress. And the defense looks like 2 hits. So I think finally we're going to get a suppress on a Russian unit. So that's a suppress. And we will put the suppress on there. And go back to the Russian side. All the Russians, what do they have left? They got 2 units. They've got an anti-tank rifle and the anti-tank gun. So the anti-tank gun is up or down here. And I do think I want to move that unit. We really need to get a shot at these tanks that are coming in. So we're going to move the anti-tank gun. I think I'm just going to move him, let's see, low silhouette and slow, so I can't do a fast action. So we can move him 1. I think I'm going to move him forward 1. So it's just a normal move there, normal action. And we go back to the Germans. And that final Panzer up there, I still haven't moved this guy. So we're going to activate our last Panzer. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could put him in the sniper's face. I know the sniper really can't do anything. We're going to do that. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. That is a normal move for the Panzer. And he's going to move into there. Now, can the anti-tank units fire and hit? Well, let's see. Where did the that army painter go? Actually, I can't. Well, I've got a rifle marker left, so I could activate one of the rifles. So can either one of those hit? They'd be firing through. Well, this one would be firing through. No, he does not have line of sight because of this hill. This one, the only thing he'd be shooting through is the light forest. So what does that do to line of sight? Light forest, line of sight would give a green bonus to the tank. So I think he could do that. I think we could have him fire this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's 5 away. What would that do? Well, I mean, it's better than nothing. Yeah, let's do it. Let's have him do a reaction shot. So he'll earn a firing marker. He'll earn the firing marker. This Panzer did a just a normal move, a normal action as he went 4. And he is hardened, so he's going to get, let's get these out of the way. So he is hardened. He's going to get an extra defense die for being hardened. So we have line of sight at the anti-tank rifle from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From 5 away, anti-tank rifle from 5 away is a green and 2 blues. So that's a green and 2 blues. He is in the clear, so he's spotted for sure. And his defense is, this is the Panzer 38, right? Yeah, so for the defense for the Panzer 38 from the front is a red and a yellow. Yikes. Well, that's pretty strong defense from the front. He's armor plated, right? I think that is it for the attack and defense dice. So this is the attack dice, the anti-tank rifle. And I want to look, it says he's camouflaged, but I think that has to do with his defense more than anything else. But let's take a look. Camouflaged, yeah, that's for spotting. So he fires at that tank. Oh, we got a dice in there. Let's get that die out of there. And he fires. This looks powerful. So that's 2 hits, a critical, and a suppress. So now the Germans are defending against Soviet fire, and they get a suppress and a, so these basically eliminates these 2. So those eliminate, and they manage to get a critical hit and a hit. So that's 2 hits, because remember, critical hit is 1 hit. So that's 2 hits on the Panzer. And these are, I guess these are 4-step units, so it's going to flip it. And we have a critical to resolve in addition to that. So let's see what the resolution of that is. So the critical hit, the attacker, I think gets a green. Let's see, look at the rule book here. Yeah, the attacking player is given a green. The defending player gets a blue. So let's see what, let's just roll them both at the same time. So it looks like the attacker got a suppress and the defender got a hit. So I think that's a nothing. Yeah, so that cancels. This is enough to cancel the suppress, so the critical hit did nothing. So that was definitely worth taking that shot. They managed to actually inflict some damage on that Panzer. Now we go back to the Russian side, but we've used all of our command points. So it's strictly now going to be Germans moving. So we're going to go to the German side, and we'll just start with this mortar. We'll activate the mortar, who can move 2 into the forest there. That's just a normal action. So we'll move him forward. Back to the Soviets, they're going to have to pass. We're going to come back to the Germans, a heavy machine gun. Let's see, where's our other heavy machine gun that did not? It's up here. This one did not take an action yet, so we're going to activate him. He can move 2, and I think it's going to be 2 to move into that light forest. No, it only cost 1, so he could go 1, 2. So we're going to go 1, 2, and that's going to be a normal action. Back to the Soviets, they pass. Back to the Germans. Trucks. We have a truck somewhere. Trucks can move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to bring that truck all the way down to here. He's carrying, what is he carrying? 75 millimeter IG. So let's mark that as a normal action. So that was the truck. And that is it. So that is going to do it for this turn. We'll go back to our sequence of play chart here real quick. That was the activation phase. And now we're going to go into the organizational phase. All right, so the organizational phase. Remove all markers with a white background off the map. So let's do that. So it's this fire and move. Normal actions, all those come off. Taking care not to disrupt his facing. And also these attack, anything with white, firing, all that, anything with a white background comes off. Which in this case is going to be a lot of markers. That suppressed comes off, this firing comes off. That attack comes off. Attack die -1. Normal. That is a lot. A lot of white markers there coming off. If I can grab that one. All right, I think that's it for all the white markers. And then all the ones with yellow backgrounds get flipped. So all these fast actions basically get flipped to their -1 attack die side. Oops, I forgot a white marker there. And I think I put this back on the right one. This is one. I'll double check that in the edit. If I did, I'll move it. So that is it for all of the yellow markers. Green markers, there's no green markers, there's no reds, and no smoke to reduce. And the turn marker is going to get advanced to turn number 3. And we will stop it here. All right, so the Russians managed to defend themselves pretty well that time, but the Germans are moving forward rapidly, so it's going to be interesting. And remember, turn 3 when we come back is when these reinforcements will get to come in. So they're definitely going to make a beeline for that bridge when they come in. So can the Russians actually hold the Germans off long enough to blow that bridge? Find out next time when we come back and continue this. All right, that's going to do it. So please like the video and subscribe, and I will see you back here next time. Thanks for watching.